All right, welcome everybody. We're glad you're with us again. Yeah, today I really want to just spend a little bit of time talking about how to develop leaders around you. Oftentimes, a pastor makes a mistake of trying to lead too many people. He feels torn, he feels overburdened. There are so many people, even in a congregation of 100. There's this feeling of I've got to be over all these people. I got to be available to all these people, and it just doesn't work well that way. I think about how Moses' father-in-law Jethro told him, "Look, you're going to wear yourself out trying to judge all these people and take care of all these people. You need to appoint different judges and elders to take care of some of those things." And we do the same thing. We come into a role where we're over an organization, or like in our case, a church, where there's a lot of people, and we feel that burden that we've got to take care of each and every one. And care for them is important. Don't get me wrong. We do need to have some kind of connection with the people, but we really need to make a smaller inner circle of people where we are pouring into just that few. They have the vision. They believe in the direction. They're hearing the similar things from the Lord, and you're guiding them. And if you don't do that, you'll just wear yourself out. There's a great book out there called Why Men Hate Going to Church by Robert Murrow. And in it, that's what he talks about. The pastor mistake is to feel like we've got to lead hundreds. And honestly, we only need to lead a few. Jesus only had 12 disciples. That's what he poured into. He had other disciples around him that followed, they listened, they were on the periphery. He also probably knew their names, knew something about them, but he spent more time with just the 12. And that is my challenge to you. And what does that look like? Well, I would start with weekly conversations with people that you're pouring into. They might be on staff, they might not. They may be just key volunteers or part-time ministry leaders that you need to be spending time with. And let me stop for a minute and note that this isn't just about a lead pastor of a church. You could be on staff that, 5, 7, 12, hundreds on staff. You're still going to be over some teams and some key people. So this isn't just geared towards this one main person who's in charge of all of it. So I'd like to set that aside and make sure everybody can benefit from this understanding of pouring into leaders. So spend some time weekly with each one of them. That could just be 30 minutes. If they're on staff, just find a regular rhythm where they just come in, plop down in a chair across from you, or you go into wherever they are and plop down in a chair and get to know them. Get to know their heart. Do some pastoring of them. You're not just pastoring a whole church, you're going to pastor them to some degree. Also be vulnerable. Here's my struggles. Here are the things that I'm dealing with. Here's what's going on. Will you be in prayer for me? Will you be walking alongside me? Will you hold me accountable in some of these realms? And we're in this together. So spend regular time. Frequency is huge. And think about Jesus again. Jesus was with the 12 on a regular basis. We don't live life like that. We live life in our houses. We finish our work. We go from our workplace. We go back into our house. We do stuff with our family, or we sit down. We just unwind. We go to activities. We do other things. But we don't walk along a path, a dirty road with people on a regular basis where we're all staying in the same place. We're all eating the same meals together. We're all doing these things on a regular basis. It's especially in the U.S. that just doesn't happen at all. I don't know that it was ever tribal except for the first ones, the natives who lived here. We've never had a tribal mindset, and we've never had a mindset of being together. So you've got to be intentional to keep that frequency. If you don't keep up some kind of frequency, it does fade. Think about friends that you had growing up. Oftentimes you had some friends as you were growing up, and sometimes you wonder, wow, we were pretty close there for a while, but I went off into this sport in high school. He went off into public speaking. We didn't hang out together as much in high school, and then we went to separate colleges. If I picked up the phone, we might pick up and have a great conversation, but the frequency makes things die. So you got to have or the lack of frequency makes things die. So you have to put a frequency in there, a regular thing. I don't like to talk about me too much, but when I was a high school principal for the first 3 years, pretty much, I would go in and sit across from my superintendent almost every morning to start the day. I might spend 5 minutes with him. I might spend 10 minutes with him. It might have been 20 minutes with him. And it was usually, hey, what's going on today? What do we need to be paying attention to? And it gave me confidence in my role to be sitting with him and doing that. Now you're the superintendent. You're the one in charge. Make sure that you are frequently meeting and pouring into them. All right. The second part is make sure they are working together. How often are they meeting? They don't have to meet as often as you are frequently with them, but they need to meet periodically, and they need to get to know each other. They need to communicate, hey, here is what I'm doing. Is this crossing over into your line? Is this something that you were doing? Oh, we need to team up. Hey, I've talked with a member about something, and I feel like you can help them better. Can I connect you? Right? So make sure that they are meeting together. You don't even have to always be a part of that, but make sure that they are together. They are doing things with the same vision, the same mindset. Third, it's important that the vision and the mission that you have is repeated and used. I see churches, I see schools, I see businesses all have this mission statement or vision statement. They put it on their wall. And I've worked with a few where that's on the wall, but nobody's ever talking about it. Nobody's ever doing things around it. They might be working on mission, but nobody's pointing to it. It should be repeated. It should be something that's said. Everything runs through it. Of course, everything runs through the Lord first, but the Lord gives us all some mission and vision and things that we dream of and things that we should be doing. And so everything should run through that. If all of a sudden something doesn't feel like it's working well, need to check. Is this in alignment with what we say we're going to do? Is this alignment with who we are? So we want to make sure we're staying in alignment with that mission and vision. If you don't have one, it's probably good to sit down and create one. I'm absolutely open to help anyone to create a mission and vision statement for their church. Ours, my personal church, they have it lined out as family values. These are all the things we value. And then this is our theology. This is what we believe in. And I've noticed that for the most part, our pastors are pretty good about, does that align with? Does that align with? They're always asking that question, or they can sense it. And so we talk about it on a regular basis. It's just constantly out there in front of people. And so it's really, really important to make sure that you are tying back to that mission and vision that you have for your church. Now, let me take a little sidestep. Many pastors are introverts. They're not as extroverted as we see them on a regular basis. And so sometimes that stepping into leading a large group is very difficult. And part of the reason may be because you're not having those one-to-ones, those people that you can count on, those ones that you can build into and spend time. They have the same vision, they have the same mission, they have the same passion for what you're doing and leading. And I urge you to find those. I do know this is true. For most who are introverted, they're not people avoiders. They actually are better one-on-ones. But yet sometimes they feel like people are demanding too much of them. But yet they're your key people. You must be responsive. Must be responsive to the person when they reach out. Doesn't mean you got to answer within 5 minutes, but please don't let it go for days. Stay in tune if they're your key people. If you've already called them your key people, then live that as truth. Now, let's go to the extroverted. The extroverted person also can leave people behind because they're so extroverted, they need to touch base with so many people and just be a part of it all. And that's not a bad thing. That's part of what influences and draws people in. But really, you do need to focus in on just a few and be responsive to just a few. And when somebody is needing you that's not within that circle of people that you're pouring into, then direct those people who are trying to get something to them. Don't hesitate to hand things off to those people, right? So, hopefully this is something that'd be helpful for you as you continue to lead in your church, whether it just be a ministry leader, and I don't mean that dismissively, but whether you're on staff and you're over something or you're over the whole church. These tools can help you quite a bit. But it's so important that you are developing a smaller group that follows what you believe, follows the Lord the same way you follow the Lord. That just has the same mission and vision, so that you can spread those out. And they need to be doing the same. You're modeling it for them, they do the same. And as you do that, your congregation will become much more healthy. Thanks for spending time with me today.